obviously, if you're going to go into illustration or animation, you need to gear your portfolio towards those ends, and you need to have as many classes in those disciplines as possible. I don't think you should necessarily say, "Oh, I'm studying graphic design, but what I really want to be is an animator." I think you need to really concentrate on doing animation and digital media and things like that.
To have a distinctive style. When I was art director at Orlando Magazine, if I had an article that I needed an illustration for, it was to my benefit to be able to flip through comp cards or go to my list of bookmarks that have illustrators' websites and be able to pick out a certain style that I want, for that story, to be able to illustrate that story or that cover. And if I'm looking at an illustrator's portfolio and it's all over the place in terms of style, I don't really know what I'm going to get from you. So I would say try to pick, one specific style, or maybe it's two styles that you work in. That way when I talk to you, I can say, yeah, I love this work that you do here, and this is how I want that cover or that article to be illustrated in that style.
I think that it's important to know that the industry, that those industries are highly competitive. There are more and more photographers, more and more illustrators out there, and it's a tough business. I think some of the best illustrators I know are also excellent graphic designers.
You need to develop early on some kind of a style that sets you apart from other people. That's not necessarily as true for straightforward graphic design, where we kind of wear a lot of different hats and we change styles depending upon the client. But an illustrator needs to be more established in what their medium is and what they're trying to say and how they express themselves, so that I'm going to fit them to the job.
Go for it, but at the same time, also keep in mind that niche markets don't really exist out there unless you are super good at what you do. People generally don't go out and just look for an illustrator to hire for a company. Oftentimes they're looking for somebody who can illustrate as well as do website design, for instance, or they're looking for a website designer who can also develop, or they're looking for a graphic designer who can also do illustration or do video or animation.
I know that there are 50 illustrators for every 200 I look at that are qualified, that could do the work, and it's just, and what I hear from those illustrators is that it is tough finding assignments.
Well, currently, and being an illustrator for the last 15 years or more, it's a very tricky industry. The industry certainly has seen its cyclical forces going on the downside, whereas illustration was extremely popular and sought out for original illustration many, many years ago. The industry has definitely taken a turn, for lack of a better word, but for the worse. Less buying of original art and more use of digital, and perhaps a lot now, not so much illustration at all. So, but on the other hand, I would also encourage you to follow your passion. Do follow your heart. If it's in you, then I say find the balance between having a stable income and developing your skills as an illustrator and or animator, and find your niche.